Good day everyone. This is Samantha K. Taghoy from BEZ 39. So, I am going to discuss Module 5, Lesson 5.3, which is Planning, Implementing, and Evaluating, Understanding the Connections. So, at the end of this lesson, we will be able to analyze the relationship between planning and implementing in curriculum development. Next, explain the connection of curriculum development and evaluation. Next, discuss the interrelatedness of curriculum evaluation and curriculum planning. Lastly, to interpret the overall relationships of planning, implementing, and evaluating in curriculum development. So does a curriculum development end with evaluation? Yes, according to some models presented by Hilda Taba and Ralph Tyler. Hilda Taba is an architect, curriculum theorist, a reformer, and a teacher educator, while Ralph Tyler is the father of educational evaluation and assessment. However, since the curriculum development is a continuous process, it can be viewed like a pie. Pie stands for planning, implementing, and evaluating. So it is a cyclical process, which means that after evaluating, the process of planning starts again. So as you can see in the picture, there are three processes in the curriculum development that are taken separately but connected to each other. The cycle change as each is embedded in a dynamic change that happen in a curriculum development. Now, let's begin with planning. So, planning is the initial process in curriculum development. A good plan is a half of the work done. So, planning is a stepping stone to achieve a better outcome of what you have planned. In curriculum development, a well-written plan guarantees a successful implement. The needs to determine through an assessment are those of the learners, teachers, community, and society, as these relate to curriculum. So after the needs have been identified, the intended outcome should be SMART. SMART means specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. And also, it should be doable, achievable, and desired. And after all, a curricularist should find out in planning the ways of achieving the desired outcomes. All of this should be in written since the end product of planning is in written document. Some outputs of curriculum planning includes lesson plan, unit plan, syllables, course design, modules, books, instructional guide, and etc. So that is planning. Now, let's proceed with implementing, which continues after planning. What should be implemented? Well, the written plan should be implemented. It should not remain as written document, or else if it stays, it will become useless. So, it must be the teacher who will be the implementer or the one who will put the written plan into action. Since a curriculum planner can also be a curriculum implementer, which may be better because a planner must have a full knowledge of what is to be done. So a teacher can execute this with the help of instructional materials, equipment, resource material, and enough time. Skill and ability of a teacher is necessary in curriculum implementation to impart learnings, and at the end, the intended outcomes it will be achieved in the implementation. Now, let us proceed to evaluating that follows after implementing. If the platform or written curriculum was implemented successfully and the learning outcomes were achieved, it is necessary to find out how to evaluate those. Evaluation could give the process with the corresponding tools that will be used to measure the outcomes. Extension is a must to the levels of assessments for the levels of learning the outcomes as defined by the Department of Education. What has been planned should be implemented, and what has been implemented should be evaluated. One cannot assess what has not taught, not implement what was not planned. Plan the implement, the evaluate, and the next cycle begins. That's all. I hope you learned something from me. Thank you.